sitting in a hotel here in San Francisco. This video is about you ride the train from Salt Lake to San Francisco if you only have 2 days. So it's February, so we're still in winter. I did get a roomette. I believe it's like $250. When on the train, you wake up the next morning and I can't remember where we were, but you know, that day you go through Reno, you go through Donner's Pass.
Wait, is that the front? Is that the lake?
I think that's Donner Lake.
Is that the lake?
It is. Definitely Donner Lake.
You probably know of the Donner Party that, you know, tried to make the trek over the Sierra Nevadas, and they ended up eating each other.
I think the snow's a little deeper here too.
This snow came right here. Rather than the avalanche.
Oh, you want
Did you hear the conductor? They were clearing the tracks ahead of us.
A lot of the scenes that I captured of the train are going around a bend where from one car I can see many cars up, and in some cases my sleeper car.
Yeah.
I wondered how my buddies were able to stay back there and take a nap. They're taking a nap right now.
I don't know.
Well, no, he's being quiet.
Oh, I know now. It's just like, how?
He's
I
loud.
think he was just trying to irritate you.
I swear. No, it wasn't just me. Everyone's like we're trying to secret like, it's the guy.
Are you gonna be happy when this trip's over?
I
Yeah.
am so much ready.
You're supposed to be enjoying it. We're looking at the snow.
I know, man. I want to. But then I had to deal with crazy guy, the drunkard, and then hissing girl.
Hissing girls.
Nah, it's not so bad. There was a group of people I was talking to, and they were nice. And
Well,
we were just like,
once I got moved up here, everything's been great.
yeah.
If you listen very carefully, the conversation that's happening in the observation car is pretty interesting. Sometimes you do see some interesting characters on Amtrak, but again, if you get the sleeper car, then that kind of helps insulate you from some of that. Not that riding in coach is a no-go. I've done it many times and I've had no problems, but there are some interesting characters, and this was no exception.
We were going downhill
Why
for a
is
while.
that?
I think we're over the top of
Oh,
it.
yeah, wait. As soon as we got over Donna, we were just a little ways. By the time we hit the, what's that called? What we said ski resort was?
Oh, yeah.
We were coming down from there.
Oriole?
Ooh. Sugar Bowl.
No, was that when you had the black beans?
Is that when you had the black beans?
I don't know if it was that black bean dress.
The train ended up being delayed like 2 hours, or almost 3 hours. We were supposed to get in like 4:30. We didn't get in until like 7. Another thing, my hotel, I'm staying at Hotel Spero, and it's a really nice hotel. It's right next to the Marriott. Salesforce Park is really cool, and I sat in the grass, I sat on benches in various areas. There's a lot of business professionals talking about their careers with other probably co-workers or maybe friends. It was very cool to be in that environment. There's lots of different trees that they've planted, some sequoias, figs, I mean some beautiful landscaping, and you're elevated and the buildings surround you. You know, it feels good to be in that space. Then I went and walked, through Fisherman's Warf. At that point, it was getting late, it was around dusk, and I I got an Uber and went to the coast. It was like $25 to get an Uber and go to the Pacific Coast. She talks about hissy girl. I guess someone had hissed at her, and there was a drunk guy, that might have been hitting on her or something. I don't know. I was just so overhearing the conversation. I hope they don't mind that I kind of recorded some of their talk, because I think it's relevant to what your experience could be like. But like I said, if you get a sleeper car, whether you get a cabin, like a larger room or just the roomette, it puts you on the sleeper side of the train, and it tends to be more people who are traveling long distances, and they've chosen to take Amtrak because they enjoy it. I think a lot of the people in coach who are sleeping overnight for multiple days, that's a hard row. That's a hard thing to do. I couldn't do it. I talked to some people on the train who had come as far as Chicago or Denver, and they say they sleep just fine. They use Amtrak all the time. The meals were decent. They served. It was kind of like I had a veggie burger. Basically, the train is, I think it's like it's supposed to be like 17 hours from Salt Lake to San Francisco. It doesn't actually drop you off in the city of San Francisco. It drops you off in Emeryville, but it's only like a 15-minute Uber ride, or Amtrak has a bus that would drop you off, but it drops you off on the street. I don't know if it drops you off at a station. So I decided to get an Uber because I didn't want to stand in the street, with my luggage, to call another Uber to get to my hotel. I'm from Washington State, and I had just come from Salt Lake, so the weather was definitely really nice. By comparison, it was 65 degrees or so. The sun was shining. I guess it's been raining here a lot. They recently had, those big storms that had come through and filled up all the reservoirs, which is good.